Hello YouTube friends, welcome back to the Painted South. In today's video, we're going to be shopping at a local antique mall and decorating my living room for these hot summer months. I love supporting small businesses and the local vendors that have their booths inside of these types of stores. I love these types of stores. It's kind of like a little treasure hunt, and it's just always so fun to see if I can find anything unique that I can use in my home decor. Depending on the season, of course, your eyes are always drawn to certain colors when you go shopping, and as for now, my eyes are really being drawn to yellows, greens, and blues. As I'm editing this video, I am looking at this green bowl and wondering why I didn't buy it, so I may have to go back and see if they still have it. I love any kind of pottery, but I really love vintage pottery, and this booth always has some really great pieces. Now I'm decorating for summer, but this brown pitcher would be gorgeous with a fall floral arrangement. And look, a matching pitcher to that bowl that was in a different booth. I definitely need to go back and check for both of these pieces. Isn't this a great idea to put a chair on the wall, use it as a shelf, and also have a place to hang things underneath? That would be absolutely adorable in a laundry room or maybe a kid's closet, or really anywhere in your house or on a sun porch or somewhere like that. I'm always glad when my husband finds something, and what he found on this trip was another eagle to add to his collection. We've been eyeballing these metal eagles, but we're not 100% sure where they're supposed to be used, maybe on top of some type of post or on top of a flagpole or what, but we haven't purchased them yet. I have also been looking at this piece for well over a year. I'll probably end up buying it if it's available on my next trip to the store. I know it's kind of ugly, but it has lots of potential. I thought that these curtain rod clips from the 1930s were so pretty and unique, I just couldn't think of where I would use them, so I passed them up on this trip. Now how cute is this idea? Bunny bait from upcycled spindles. I was considering buying this and using it as a plant stand in the garden room. I didn't really love the whole thing, but I thought if I purchased it, I could use just the top and put it on a taller base. Okay, so from Oak Street Vintage Mall, I purchased the set of 4 green dinner plates, but I'll be using them under my plant pots for protection against drainage or condensation. My husband did end up purchasing that brass eagle, and it happened to be 50% off in that particular booth, so it ended up being about $9. It is slightly different from the other ones that he's collected so far. Now, these 2 vintage clear glass oval vases were actually purchased at a local thrift store. These little glass containers can be used for so many different purposes all around the house, but I currently have them in my kitchen window propagating more houseplants. This little decorative starfish was purchased at another antique mall directly across the street from the store that we were in earlier. I love the color and the texture, and I thought that it would be a great addition to my living room summer decor. I am always looking for mirrors. I'm either looking in retail stores or thrift stores, but I also look on Facebook Marketplace all the time, and I'm especially looking for pairs of mirrors. I really loved this mirror that I saw online, so when I came across a very similar shaped pair on Marketplace for a much better price, I decided to buy them. The best part about buying these mirrors was meeting the seller, Elizabeth, who happened to have recognized me from YouTube. I am so thrilled to have met her, and we've been staying in touch ever since. Thanks again so much for the mirrors, Elizabeth. So now let's decorate my living room for the remaining summer months. Okay, so these were the curtains that have been up for quite a while. They are my absolute favorite color, which isn't really showing well in this lighting. The same curtains are in this photo, and then here is the website photo. They will be linked below in my Amazon storefront. Whenever I'm redecorating an entire room, I like to start with a clean slate. I left the main pieces that were going to be staying, and then I added a grapevine wreath on the mantle. Our furniture and decor pieces are slowly changing over time as we find different pieces. Now today I will be working with what we have and trying to make it work in this asymmetrical room. You may remember these deep sea teal velvet curtains from Amazon that I talked about in a previous video. Well, the color is actually more deep teal than it comes across on camera. Once I hung the panels in place, they looked a lot more like a dark teal and less like that dusty royal blue in the previous video, but still not quite as green as the online photos. They are really beautiful, but the lighting in my house and the camera somehow captures the color a little bit different than it actually is. I will link these curtains in the description box below on my Amazon storefront like the other curtains. You can order a swatch from the main website, Half Price Drapes, or you could just order them from Amazon and see if the color works for you. You could always return them or exchange them for a different color. Next, on the walls, I added 2 original paintings that both offer rich colors and scenes that remind me of what a European summer vacation might look like. A trip to Europe is definitely on our bucket list. I love this painting. It's one of my all-time favorites. I can't remember where exactly I purchased it or how much I paid for it, but I just love it, and my husband says that the lady in the red dress looks a lot like me, which is perfect because she's out shopping. The beautiful mirrors that I purchased on Marketplace went on the wall flanking the fireplace mantle. I did actually purchase these mirrors with the intentions of giving them a different paint finish, However, their current color works perfectly with my summer decor, so I left them as they were. I think that these mirrors really complement the console tables that we purchased last year at another local antique mall. I know many people find this warm wood color to be dated, but we absolutely love it. I think that this warm color brings out the warmer tone bricks on the wood stove surround. I ended up moving the tall coffee table under the painting because the width worked way better than a smaller end table. And again, I'm working with what we currently have on hand, so this was the best option for now. This pair of lamps were recently purchased at a yard sale for only $10 each. The height was just a little low, so I added faux storage books from Hobby Lobby under each one, which also helped add a little bit of contrast between the tables and the lamps. The next additions to the room were these two leather recliners that I scored last year, I believe, on Facebook Marketplace. It is really hard to find recliners that aren't very poofy and oversized, so I was thrilled to get this pair, and I think we paid somewhere around $200 for both. The color is a muted green. I love that honey color of the worn wood, and I think that it works perfectly with our other large sofa and the console tables. I added this honeycomb patterned chenille sofa back into the room for now. I have been on the hunt for a different piece to replace this one, but no luck so far, so it's going to be used. I've added in a couple of French Provençal end tables. They're all on my makeover list, but we're going to go ahead and use them as they are. I do love that creamy marble that's on top. It is time to add in the accessories and decor. This swan planter was a makeover project from a previous video. I will link that video in the description box below. Plant stands and new planter pots from Lowe's were added to bring in more color and contrast. I have plans to paint this concrete column as well, but I do love the chippy patina on it, so I'm going to use it as it is for now. To add some visual weight and light to this side of the room, I placed a large vintage urn lamp on the end table. Whenever I'm decorating, I always like to vary the heights of each piece so that the visual interest isn't so linear. Two terracotta pots from another DIY makeover video helped add more color to the room. And you'll see that I have brought several potted plants into the room to add lots of green and more life to the space. I also decided to start bringing a lot of those plants in because our front porch has been invaded by amphibians. And apparently I did not check the soil well enough. This little stinker has been in that planter pot for at least 2 weeks inside the house. I noticed that the soil looked weird and started digging around with a stick, and he jumped out from deep in the dirt. Yes, I screamed, and yes, I called for my husband to escort him back outside. I don't think he was very happy to be back out in the heat after enjoying the air conditioning for so long. So this paranoia actually started a few days before when I noticed a hole dug in the soil of another planter pot in the kitchen. And sure enough, so a big toad had been living totally rent-free for quite a while, and we had no idea. These little stinkers are everywhere, so I'll probably end up dumping every single planter and sifting all of the soil before I add the plants back into the pots and bring them back inside. I love using nature's beautiful elements in our home decor whenever possible, and the perfect time to use seashells is during the summer months. In my last video, I painted the seashell-shaped candle holders, and I left the old remaining candle inside. I then added some coarse sand and a tea light for a cleaner look. On the mantle, I decided to use faux greenery. I think that it's a good idea to mix both real plants and artificial ones. It really can work, and I think that it can sometimes help the faux pieces look more realistic. On the glass top coffee table, I layered lots of decor that had tons of texture, but also had more neutral colors so that it wouldn't compete with the painting above. Inside these wooden lanterns, I placed 2 candle globes that were from a chandelier. And surrounding those candle globes, I added lots of smaller seashells. Inside of those candle globes are small battery-operated candles. 2 more candle globes are sitting on green candlesticks that I painted in a previous makeover video. I really love using thrifted treasures along with new and old pieces in my home decor. I think a lot of us are very like-minded and we prefer that collected over time look. And I think that's how we should all approach our home decorating. We should look at it as a journey and enjoy the process and see how our decor evolves along the way. I also have a video on painting these plastic urn planters from Lowe's. I will link that video in the description box below. Now, all of these plants that you see in my summer decorating videos will be going into the garden room whenever I start decorating for autumn. And we should have that garden room completed within the next few weeks. My husband and I celebrated our 28th wedding anniversary earlier this month, so I added one of my favorite photos from 2006 to this cute shelf frame. Other than adding a few comfy pillows and a throw blanket, that is everything that I plan on adding for our summer decor in this main living room area. In my next video, we will be decorating the other side of the living room where the entry area is, and then on into the kitchen. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Please give me a big thumbs up. It really helps out my channel. I would love for you to subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, I love hearing from you in the comment section below. I look forward to seeing you in my next video, so until then, bye for now.